Hello, everybody. It's Dave Neal, stand-up comic and host of Bachelor Nation News. Tonight, we have a new episode of The Bachelor. It's a real fantastic season. Have you guys been watching? People are raving about this current season. And now we've got Maria, Canadian and frontrunner on this season, addressing the drama in the house. It's a very fascinating TikTok. She bears all and actually shares a lot of insight. I wish this happened every week. I wish every week we could get a 7-minute long video where people describe more about their interviews. So we're going to get into this. It's fantastic. Follow me on Instagram at DNeals. Along with this Maria video, today on the Patreon, I'm going to be discussing a little bit more about the movings and shakings of the Clayton Echard scam paternity scandal. We're going to have that going on, and you can join the Patreon by actually scanning this QR code right here. It's free to join. The videos on Patreon cost $5 a month, but it is free to join, and that's where I'll post other updates. So if you want to join us there, you can, or also just go to the email list right here, scan that. That's entirely free. All right, so anyway, let's get into this. In this video, I'm going to share with you what Maria said. She actually shows the footage of the car accident her mom was in that just flattened their car. She said, we were run over by a cement truck, and people were like, oh yeah, sure you were. Well, here's the proof. Here's the evidence. But first, she's going to talk about what actually went down with the bully situation with Sydney, and she actually takes the high road here. It's a fantastic clip here, this media, that's going to show you that, that Maria sounds like she's she has very high emotional intelligence here. At the end of this video that I'm making with you right now, I'm going to make a very, very big announcement. So stick around for that. Let's get into what Maria has to say.
Hi, guys.
Hi.
So I want to talk to you guys a little bit more about last Monday and Tuesday's episode.
Please.
It was kind of a hard watch for two reasons. One being the drama, and two, you guys got to see a little bit more of a sensitive side of me, and being able to be vulnerable is very hard for me, but I'm happy that I shared some things, and I kind of want to shed more light on that and expand on what else wasn't shown. So let's start with the drama.
Please.
I really do want to give grace to all the women involved. Being in an environment like this, it heightens everything.
So here's Maria explaining what it goes down. This comment said the perfectly encapsulated this. Sydney made a video accusing everyone of gaslighting her and victimizing her. And Maria makes this video so clear to see who's a genuine person. Can't argue with that.
Her emotions, everything is just overwhelming. And so it does get the best of us at times, and it did get the best of me. And I think you guys got to see that on Tuesday's episode. It was kind of my breaking point. So I just want to say I'm not innocent in this. I think I like to say that I am a woman that, speaks her mind.
But to say you're not innocent, and I understand Maria here taking the high road, but to say I'm not innocent in this, it's like, look, the other women weaponized you. You had Medina, what's her name? Medina. She was saying, I felt bullied, or in Sydney, your words were verbally assaulting me. I mean, that's ridiculous. It's one thing to barb back and forth with each other, but it's another to use these terms that you can't really argue against.
Will defend herself at all costs. That's just how I was raised. But yeah, if I can go back, honestly, I would do things differently, especially when whatever you're going to say or do is just not going to make the other person happy. So next time I'm just going to zip it. I was first told I was going to be on The Bachelor. The last thing I thought was I'm going to be in drama. I didn't go into that house looking for trouble. I really didn't. I wanted to make friends, make memories, and then make a love connection. That's literally it. I think that what people fail to realize is that we're all watching at the same time. So a lot of things that I'm hearing and I'm seeing that people are saying and doing, I'm hearing it for the first time. And I'm seeing it for the first time. So
yeah, basically all of the drama with Sydney. Sydney was one of those characters who would sort of, there's a few different cast members where Maria would confront them, talk to them, and think that they're on good terms, and then there would be a bunch of the yapping that goes on in the confessionals, which just goes to show that the producers are good at their job. They're good at getting people they're good at just continuing to stoke that flame. And Maria, like us, watches that for the first time on TV.
It is tricky. It was hard to navigate in the house. and in that environment, let alone having to watch it back and kind of go through the motions. So just please spread positivity. Like, nobody's perfect, including myself.
And no one's claiming that you have to be perfect, Maria. Georges here. The gorgeous Georges. Whatever. No one's claiming you got to be perfect, but reasonable. And these ladies were not reasonable to you. Leia, Sydney, that wasn't reasonable behavior. That was mean girl behavior. And you don't need to apologize, but we appreciate it.
I just think that, shit happens sometimes. And people deal with things differently. I can't understand or explain or defend everyone's actions and doings in the house, but I'm responsible for myself, and I think that I could have done things better. So I'll leave it at that. But also, when I did say that things will be coming to light and will be spoken about, I stand by that.
Oh my
God. Being filmed 24/7, I knew that would come in handy at some point.
Oh, Maria says being filmed 24/7. I knew that would come in handy. So Maria may be holding on, and maybe with the help of producers, holding on to receipts to expose people at the Women Tell All. You love to see it.
But I digress. So I'm going to be going into something a little bit more sensitive now. So if you guys don't want to hear it or don't want to see it, just end the video now.
Okay, so Maria's going to go into something sensitive, so we'll end the video there. We'll play that in a second. Hold on. I wanted to make my big announcement. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you guys all to know, on behalf of Bachelor Rush Hour Podcast, the hit podcast featured in Time Magazine, and as a member of the Society of Professional Journalists, I want my audience to know right now, on the good Lord's Day of February 19th, 2024, that I, along with the weight and power of my community, will be endorsing Maria Georges for Bachelorette 2024. Now you might say, oh, she's from Canada. Why are we playing the national anthem? Because I live in the great United States of America, where we get to pull in a Canadian and steal our jobs. Thank you to our favorite Canadian, Maria, for yakking and ripping away a good contestant right from underneath us. Look, the best comes to the U.S., and the best will rise to the top, and Maria is the best contestant on this season, and she deserves to steal the title of Bachelorette 2024. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section, please. But either way, I've got very high odds that we think it'll be Maria. Okay, back to the conversation. Just had to throw that in there.
To see me share a story about my mom, but the reason why I brought that up was because I told Joey in an earlier conversation that wasn't shown why I might be a little bit more straightforward and just blunt, I guess is the word, but I'm a little rough around the edges. I know that's not probably the best thing to say in the Bachelor world, but I mean it. It is because I was raised by my dad and my brothers, and I'm just a little bit more tough. My dad and my mom were separated, and to me, growing up, I didn't know what to think of it. I held resentment. I couldn't understand it, and I didn't have my mom around, and that was kind of it. But after watching the episode, she shared with me a few things and showed me the magazine that we were in, and so I want to show you guys. But it's a little bit. If you didn't catch this last episode, she opened up to Joey about how she had a very traumatic childhood because when she was a baby, she survived this near-death experience. Now, we saw other podcasters kind of downplay this. Oh, she wouldn't even remember it. It's like, yeah, no shit, Sherlock. The idea is that it changed the trajectory of how she was parented. It changed what her mom had to go through. It was a life-altering moment here, and her mom were both saved, maybe by angels, because once you're about to see the photo here, I mean, nobody would wish this upon their worst enemies. Let's click on it here. Squeamish? Is that the word? Yeah, maybe look away, but that's my mom's car, and that's the truck that fell on us. That is them trying to... It
says, truck filled with gravel is lifted off wreckage So I'm reading this backwards here. Pretty wild
Get my
stuff.
mom and I out of the car. They were using bricks. It took my mom like a couple hours for her to get out of the car. And so, when the officers came to the scene, after seeing that, literally it says mom and baby cheat death and car squashed like a pancake. And that's us.
Wow.
Looking at these things, when the officers came to the scene.
So this is just incredible. I was wondering if they would have the newspaper, because she did say it was in the newspaper here.
Like a pancake. And that's us.
So there they are, safe and sound. There they are. And now, of course, the real wreckage is the emotional toll that this is about to take on their family.
Looking at these things, I just always said, I'm like, that's a miracle. It's something that happened, and I thank God every day that I'm okay and things are the way that they are. And going through something so tragic like that, I can only imagine what my mom went through at the time. I didn't understand it. She had to go to rehab to learn how to properly walk again, but it could have been worse.
So she says here in the subtitle, I misspoke on the show due to being nervous when talking about the story. I meant to say they thought she broke bones due to the severity of the accident and being stuck inside the car for hours.
It's like when they thought she broke every bone in her body, because, knock on wood, look at that. It just wasn't the case. And I'm here still standing. So it's not something I normally share. It's not something that I, even like to talk about. But I am happy that I did share it, because it kind of gives background as to why my mom kind of did the things that she did. And also, kind of me going through something that I went through recently, which I didn't get to really expand on in that conversation. In 2018, I got into a really, really bad car accident myself. And it brought me to a really dark place. And now looking back, I can talk about it, because when I was in the moment, I didn't want to see my friends. I didn't want to see my family. I felt ugly. I felt I didn't see like what the meaning of life was anymore. It was just a hard time for me. It was not a good place to be in, a good headspace to be in. It was terrible. And I'm so grateful I have the most amazing friends and family that helped me get out of that. I couldn't push them away for too long. So, they made it a thing to help me get out of that, and I'm really glad that they did. So that's why I choose to just be as positive as I can every day and just be grateful for another day on earth, honestly, because you just don't know what life can throw at you. You just don't know. Things can change in an instant. And that's kind of how I connected it to Joey, was kind of going through something myself. I was able to reconnect with my mom and forgive her and understand kind of where she was at. And that's kind of why I brought that up, to kind of put it all together. Not sweat the small stuff. I don't like to complain about a lot of things. I like to just be grateful for every opportunity I get, everyone that I have in my life. I love so much and don't know where I would be without them. So
grateful for every opportunity, like becoming the next Bachelorette.
Yeah. Innately, you should always be nice to everyone you meet, to everyone around you. But respect is earned. And, I don't like to put myself in situations where I feel like I need to be on the attack. I don't like to put myself in situations where I'm dealing with petty fights. I really don't, because there are things and far worse that are going on in people's lives. And I just felt so lucky to be there. Guys, I was on a yacht. You think I wanted to sit there and be sad? No, I'm so grateful for everything that's going on. I'm grateful for everyone that's so supportive of me. And yeah, I'm just trying.
Like Bachelor Rush Hour podcast.
And not the negative. And I thought that's what I was trying to make clear to everyone. But so if you could take anything from this video right now, turn to someone. If you're watching this with someone, if not, then the next person you see, your family, your friend, give them the biggest hug. Because you just gotta choose to be happy. Just choose to be happy.
Wow.
Does that make sense?
Yes, it does. As we always say, Albert Einstein, when asked what his most important thought or quote was, he said, we have a serious choice we have to make. We choose to be in a friendly universe or an unfriendly universe. It looks like Maria has chosen a friendly universe. Now, how wild would a season of Maria as Bachelorette be? I mean, we've got someone who brings the humor, not taking shit from nobody, She's, talks about being raised by men as if she was raised by wolves, but kind of that's how it is sometimes. She's beautiful. She's going to have men running all over the place for her. She's got star power. The job's hers, folks. The job's hers if she wants it. Let me know what you guys think. I'll have more content coming to you on Patreon at noon Central Time, and we'll be back with other content right after this.